All right, there's my first iteration of the pear using the local color and black and white. Okay, now what I'm going to do, there's my black and white. I'm going to get rid of the black, keep the white, and I'm going to use blue and orange, okay, to create the illusion of this pear. So there we go, blue and orange, and this looks kind of reddish orange, but I think it'll work, and white. So again, I'm going to draw the pear second time here. Just two circles, two simple shapes. Connect those shapes together to create the pear. Give it its shadow, like so. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to give it its local color, using the side of the green pastel to make my pear green. All right. But this time I'm not going to use black for value. I'm going to use a dark blue and an orange, or that orangish color that I have. All right. But value is still important here. You can't forget value. There's a saying that goes, all the color in the world will not save you. So just throwing color at something does not always work. Maybe it does work in some instances, but again, you got to think about other elements here. All right, so there's my, now what I'm going to do is using blue to create the shadow rather than black. So now I'm using a cool color to create a cool shadow. All right, so far so good. And then I'm going to use a little bit of this orange in here to create a warm light. Now this orange isn't light enough, so I am going to introduce a little bit of white into that to lighten it up. Use my green right now to kind of work things together, smooth it out, get rid of the graininess of the paper. I'll come in with my white now and lighten things up a little bit. So I'm creating warm with my light and cool with my shadow, with the cool versus warm, or blue versus orange. Local color. Let's see, let's bring this out a little more on this side. And now I can use blue and orange to kind of create my shadows. So I'm going to put some blue here, and I'm going to add a little orange to it. And that orange again will help make my blue a little less blue. Maybe a little grayer or brown, depends on the orange and the blue I'm using. Right, there we go. Now if you ever look at Cézanne's work, you'll see that he uses all the complements together. He doesn't just use blue and orange, but he uses purples and yellows and greens and reds. There we go. I'm going to add a little white to that. You see, it becomes grayer. These two colors, the orange and the blue, create of a gray effect because they kind of cancel each other out. All right. Oh, I like the stem. I always like stems on pears. Let's put my stem here. Well, just like the pear, the stem does have light and shadow on it. In other words, I can come in and with my orange, I can create a little light on that one side together with my white. And then I can create a little shadow with the blue. And also I can do that on the top of the pear here too. Create the effect of the shadow from the stem if I want to get into the details of it. There we go. And kind of work this together in with the green a little bit. And maybe add a little darker value on this edge so I can get that edge to curve away from your eye. green a little bit. And then add some white for highlights. Your highlights are never at the edge of an object, even if they seem like it. You want that edge of the object to curve away from your eye. Like so. But again, you don't want a line there. Otherwise, the line will flatten it out. Alright, so there's using warm and cool. How much warm and how much cool is up to you, kind of. A little bit of warm, more warm there, warm light. Alright, there we go. Alright, so warm versus cool. Alright, and if I want to clean up the edge here, see I got a little messy, I'll take my white, rather than try to erase it, I'm going to go over the pastel, rather than try to erase the pastel. So I can mask over my little discrepancies, unless I like them. Maybe I'll like them and I'll keep them. There's some pencil marks here, I can go over those as well. Alright. Alright, there we go. Alright, so that's warm versus cool. If I wanted to, I could add another set of complements, a little bit of violet here. Alright, like that. That's kind of fun. It makes things more juicy, more colorful. And then I could use a little bit of yellow over here. You know, so I'm using two sets of complements. I could also introduce a cool green or a cool red into this whole mix too, if I want to make things even more complex or interesting. All right.